Be on, I want to be on my speaker. Can you go over to the net for a second? Oh, I know why, because there's a book there.
A little bit slanted.
I know, it's not quite ready yet. Let's see what the. Let's do this. Can you move, please?
Is that my man?
Hi. Hey, Liz. Can you hear me? She can't hear me yet. Can you hear me yet? Can you hear me yet?
Oh, she declined.
Okay, move for a sec. They can see my head. No, you can't see my head. Okay. Seem better?
Yeah.
There you go. Can you see my head? I'm gonna do this. Yes, you can.
Better. But my shirt's switching. That's really good.
Is it better lighting? It's still really bright. That's okay. And my stool that was here. I don't know where did I put my stool?
He's gonna be here.
I don't know. Listen now. Remember when if you're practicing with us? If you don't want to practice, you go upstairs.
I do. I'm just sitting here.
No, I'm just saying. If you want to practice over there. Okay?
Why?
You have because I'm getting paid to teach it. I'm getting paid to teach this class. Okay, you can't be in the screen. You're welcome to practice right over there. Okay.
But then I can't see Miss Gutell's.
Well, you can see her when she first looks in. You can't do that right now, honey. I'm telling you, you cannot do that.
But no one's on.
Cammy, people are logging in. If she logs in, I'll let you know. And stuff like that. Like they can hear every bit of that. So just make sure you're not doing stuff like that during the session, okay? Hi, Lisa. Can you hear me? Lisa, can you hear me? You can hear me? Okay, I can't hear you, but I see you.
I am muted. Hi, cutie.
Hi, I miss you so much.
I miss your giggle and your laugh. And that's so wonderful about this interactive. It's wonderful to hear your voice. It's amazing to me how much it resonates. Voices I didn't realize were so important to me.
Yeah.
But now through these kind of things, I'm realizing how much it helps. It just connects for me.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
How are you doing?
I'm good. I'm good. I'm well. And, we're healthy and, no complaints here. We're just settling into routines and trying to have some fun as a family. And are your kids okay? Are your kids doing all right?
Yeah, they're okay. They're 30, 31. So one of them
Yeah.
is in the middle of a move from DC. So it couldn't be a worse time.
Oh.
And trying to find a new place. So that's very stressful.
Yeah.
For her and for us. So she's been living with us and then living with our son. So it's a hard time to have transitions, but considering
she's leaving DC or coming back to DC?
She's in DC, but leaving the place she's living in.
Oh, living in the place. Because she's the one at GW, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Where I was telling her about you. Where do you teach in GW?
I'm in the Milken School of Public Health.
Okay, because that's public health. Okay.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure what it was, but I was telling her all, and I said it's not a PE thing. it's a more of a public health thing, but I just couldn't remember what it was.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Aw.
we're doing, you know what, all I keep saying is that it's made us so clear on that it's just today, right here, right now. It makes everything so small and immediate to me. And that's a lesson of mindfulness. Here, look what's right next to me.
What you got? What you got? Oh, yay! John Kevinson.
Yes, yes.
I love him.
I know.
Love him.
You've taught me so much, and I realize how much you taught.
Oh,
So thank you.
thank you. Oh my goodness. A cool story about that book. I was teaching a workshop at a preschool. Oh, Miriam's on. Kimmy, come here. My daughter's art teacher is signing on.
Oh,
She's been
cool.
dying to see her. I taught the workshop at a private preschool in Alexandria. Look,
Hi.
hold on, thought.
I'm gonna
Because
Aw.
somebody was dying to see her art teacher this morning.
I was like, she's gonna tell her I'm here.
Oh yeah, totally. Well, as soon as I did, she was like, "I'm doing yoga with you this morning." Miriam, this is Lisa, one of my yogis at Ease, and
Hi.
Good morning, Miriam. Hi.
Miriam is an extraordinary
I'm
art
laughing
teacher.
because I'm like, I feel like a robot. So I mean, I'm gonna be laughing the whole time, I'm sure.
Well, she won't see the screen. She's gonna be doing yoga behind the screen, so she and of course no one's judging anybody anyway.
Oh, of course, right.
But it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm glad you joined us today. It'll be good for your hips, for your running
I'm really
hips.
excited.
Yeah.
I'm trying to figure out where to put my computer.
Yeah. Hey, Liz, I see you made it on. Glad you joined us. Lisa, I was just going to say that I was teaching a mindfulness for educators workshop at a private preschool, and I brought that book and I referenced it briefly, and like 3 days later, one of the women who was in that preschool session sent me this beautiful email just going on and on and on about how like she felt like my presence there had been just a sign from above because her mom passed away like 2 or 3 years ago. And when she was like at the very moment that she was thinking about her mom, she just was kind of looking around and she noticed she had that book on her bookshelf and didn't realize that she had it. Because you know, people give you books and you just,
Yeah.
And she went and pulled it off, and it was a book her mom had given her, and there was this beautiful inscription about being present inside of it. And so like all of this stuff from the universe was happening all at once.
All together.
Oh, it was beautiful. So she sent me this note just saying thank you, and I was like, no, thank you. Thank you. Turn this off, please.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, welcome. Welcome to those of you who are joining. Suzanne, you're with us. Nice to see you. Stacy, welcome. Sophie, Jack. Oh, it's so nice to see everyone. Emily, Elizabeth, Kathleen. Welcome all. Thank you guys so much for joining us this morning for this practice. My name is Erin, and if you've never practiced with me before, I welcome you. Just some logistics. I'll be muting everyone in just a moment so that mine is the only voice you hear during the practice. And then at the end, I always open up the lines back, the microphones back up so that people can chat just like we would if we were in the studio, just feeling that sense of community and connection, taking the practice off the mat. So also, if you would like to change your view, many of you are very, very familiar with Zoom at this point, so you know all the features, but you're welcome. Oh, it's not Jack, it's Jen. Hey, Jen. If you want to change your view at any point, in the top right corner, you can hover over the different view options. There's a gallery view where it's like we're in the Brady Bunch, you know, or you can just do active speaker view only, and mine should be the biggest box that shows up. So anyone have any questions or comments before we start?
Just thankful that you're here.
Oh, well, I'm thankful you're here. Otherwise, I would just be sitting here waiting for people to populate the session. So it is very, very nice to see you all. So let's go ahead and I'll go ahead and mute everybody. I think that works. And okay, and then I'll lock the meeting in a moment. All right, so let's muted myself here. We're going to start on our mats, on our backs. If you have a you know, a blanket, a towel, yoga block maybe. If you have perhaps I'm trying to think what else you can use, a book, or you could use a cushion from your couch. Go ahead and bring it into your practice. Let me just make sure the camera is set just right. And we're gonna come on down and rest. If you don't have anything, that's fine, but you can rest it underneath your sacrum, the lowest point of the spine. Root the pelvic rim into whatever you're using to support you. The feet can either be flat on the earth with the knees bent, or you can start to extend the legs if that's not too aggressive in your body. And take a big breath in, drawing in the energy of your day so far. Open your mouth, let it all go. Do that twice more. Big breath in. Whatever you've been thinking about or feeling, just bring it into your breath and let it go. Last one, biggest breath of your day so far. And release. Seal the lips and invite the breath to come in and out naturally, easily, effortlessly. Invite yourself to sink deep into the spaces that support you, so you don't have to hold yourself up right now. You're spending a lot of time holding yourself up, not just physically, but emotionally. You may be even trying to hold up other people right now too. So let this next hour be dedicated to surrendering, to softening, to letting go of that grip, letting go of the need to do. Just allow yourself to be. And as we open up that space by finding freedom and releasing the grip, we're going to invite in a really healthy dose of self-compassion today. So I invite you as we begin our practice into this very abbreviated metta meditation, just inviting some loving kindness into your mind and your own body. This begins by bringing attention into our heart space. So just let your internal gaze float right to the center of your chest. Notice the beating heart, the chest as it rises and falls with the breath. And ignite awareness of this very beautiful, powerful energy center. It's filled with love and kindness, compassion and gratitude. And as you feel the space of the heart widen, broaden, grow brighter, start to invite these words into your mind, or maybe say them out loud even in your space, so that you can feel their presence and feel their energy. May I be happy. May I be healthy. May I be safe from harm. May I live in peace, knowing that I am loved. And I will repeat twice more and say them, feel them, really ignite that energy of self-compassion all throughout your body. May I be happy. May I be healthy. May I be safe from harm. May I live in peace, knowing that I am loved. May I be happy. May I be healthy. May I live in peace. May I be safe from harm. May I know that I am loved. And as we open up the doorways of self-compassion, it just invites a flood of fresh energy, of excitement. It invites us to surrender to the moment, knowing that everything will be just fine as we hold these positive thoughts in our mind. It allows us to change our focus away from the doom and gloom and dread, looking forward to more brightness, more possibilities. Take a big breath in. Let the breath go. If the legs are straight, begin to bend them. If they're already bent, leave them there. Press them into the earth, removing any support you have offered to your back. Put it to the side for now. Draw your knees in toward your chest and invite some small movements as you roll from side to side, softening the back body into the earth. Open the arms up into a nice wide T and let the knees drift off to the right side. Taking a spinal twist, your gaze can float over the extended left arm. Breathe into every space of the torso, feeling the breath rise all the way up the spine. Let it go. One more big breath. And release. Beautiful. Start to use your core to lift the knees up through center. Allow them to settle onto the left side. Left hand on the knees, gaze to the right as the arm extends. Breathing into the spinal twist. Take the breath all the way up, filling up into the chest. And as you let the breath go, feel it sink all the way deep down into the pelvic area. One more breath. Beautiful. Slowly start to draw the knees back through center. And we're going to rock and roll, making our way up through seated position, eventually onto our hands and knees. So when you're on your hands and knees, draw the shoulders over the wrists. I'm going to toss that up. Hips are over the knees. And at any point, if you notice any discomfort in the knees themselves, you can also offer some padding with a blanket, a towel, or just simply roll the mat from the center, giving a little cushion under the knees. So once you arrive here, start to move in your cow and cat, articulating the spine, draw the heart forward as the belly lowers toward the earth. And as you exhale, press the earth away, round through the spine, tucking the chin, tuck the pelvis. Inhale, drop the belly, find extension through the heart and the front body. And exhale, retract, up, rounding. Nice, 2 more, taking your time, fully articulating not just the spine, but feeling the movement in the shoulders and the hips. And starting to synchronize your breath with your movement. Let the breath be in charge of the pace. Nice. We're going to come back into a nice flat back. Extend your right leg back behind you. Flex the foot, toe points down. And we're going to step the foot between the hands now and rise up into a low lunge. So right here is where you want to start noticing how much space you can create in your hips. And maybe walk that right foot a little bit forward so that your knee is stacking over the ankle. You guys look awesome. And you're also offering a nice opening into that left side hip flexor. We're going to sweep the arms up, interlace them behind the head, cradling the back of the head. Keep the arms nice and wide as you lift the heart up to the sky. And back to that cat-cow movement. So think about your inhale, expanding the heart. And as you exhale, tucking, rounding, bringing the elbows to touch or close to touching. Inhale, open up, feel the heart flourishing. And exhale right here as we gaze down and tuck. So draw the shoulder blades together right here and spread them wide right here. Beautiful. One more big breath in and full breath out. Gorgeous. From here, release the hands to the earth. We're going to sink back into a half split. You have the option of sitting all the way down onto that left side heel, or you can stay lifted, flexing into that right foot. Another option to get a deep stretch into the IT band on that right side. It involves a little balance challenge. So take your left hand, wrap it around the right foot, and reach the right arm up. Wherever you are, breathing into any tightness you're noticing, always inviting self-compassion into that awareness. One more big breath. Beautiful. We're going to release back, frame the front foot, step the right foot back, and then bend the right knee, making really big circles into that right side hip. Try to keep the weight even in the palms. Forces you to draw your navel up and in, keeping the core nice and strong. And then extend that right leg behind you once again with purpose. So the muscles hugging onto the bone. We're going to inhale, reach forward with the crown of the head. Exhale, little chaturanga dip. So bend the elbows toward the ribs and then press back up. We're going to do that one more time. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, press back up. Draw the knees together, sink the hips to heels, child's pose. Taking these moments to notice sensations in the body. Just invite yourself into this child's pose. Yes. Hips to heels. Beautiful. All right, on the next inhale, we're going to float back up through table position. So shoulders are stacked over the wrists once again. Flat back so the belly draws up and in. And as you inhale, extend your left leg back behind you. Once again, flexing the foot. Feel a slight internal rotation of that hip. Take a big breath in. And then as you exhale, step the right or left foot between the hands. Sink deep into the hips as you rise back up. Weave the fingers in an alternate pattern behind your head. Cradle the head. Open up the heart. And as you exhale, lean forward, rounding, bringing the elbows to touch. Inhale, open the elbows up wide, lift the heart to the sky. And exhale as you bow down and round. Nice. All the while, you're sinking deep into the hips. So there's a lot going on here. It demands presence and breath. Two more. Letting the breath carry you. Last one. Beautiful. And exhale. Release the hands down. Find your version of a half split on this side. Knowing that this side may need something or want something totally different than what you did on the other side. You can also always go for a full version of a split if you want to slide that left heel all the way forward. You can also take that twist. So be where you want to be. I'm going to stay right here in my half split. Take one more big breath and soften the shoulders away from the ears. Nice. And then start to lean forward, frame the front foot. Left leg goes behind you in a three-legged table. Bend the knee, big circles into the left side hip. We're very fortunate to have these ball and socket joints that have a really nice range of mobility. But oftentimes we just move it in one direction repetitively. We don't explore all its capabilities. So really explore those hips. Nice. And then extend the left leg behind you. Flex the foot. Hinge forward. As you exhale, bend the elbows. A little chaturanga dip. Press back into the arms. Lift back up. Exhale, lower down. Waking up those triceps. Lift back up. Bring the knees together back into your child's pose. Child's pose is always available for you when you need a little rest, or I like thinking of it as pressing the reset button. If your mind starts to spiral in these thought habits and thought loops that have nothing to do with your presence on the mat, it's a nice way to come down and ground yourself and remind yourself of where you are and what you're doing, so you can bring your attention back into the present moment. Take a big breath in. Let a breath go. May I be happy. May I be healthy. May I be free from harm. May I live in peace knowing that I am loved. Big breath in. Full breath out. From here, we're going to make our way back to table position. Flex the feet, driving the toes into the earth. Lift the knees to hover. Start to warm up the belly a little bit. Maybe you rock forwards and backwards, also waking up the joints. And then press your chest all the way back towards your thighs. Begin to lift the hips up to the sky. Melt the heels. Downward facing dog. Big breath in. Full breath out. One more inhale. And release. Beautiful. Walk your hands back to your feet. Find a forward fold. Halfway lift, flat back with the hands to the shins. And exhale, fold. Inhale, rise all the way up. Reach up. Bring the hands right to the heart. I'm going to turn and face you for a moment. As you inhale, reach up, rise up. Right hand takes the left wrist. Find a crescent over to the right side. Inhale, back up to center. Soften the shoulders away from the ears. Exhale, crescent over to the left. Just awakening the side body. Inhale, center. Exhale, over to the right. Inhale, center. Exhale, over to the left. Beautiful. Come right on back up. Bring your hands to your heart, rooting and grounding yourself right here in your Tadasana. We're going to take that right foot and rotate it so that your right heel is bisecting your left foot. I never was a dancer. I think this was like third position maybe. I don't even know. I'm pretending I know. But we're going to get a really deep stretch into the legs here. So take a big breath in. Exhale, fold. And the goal here is not to touch the earth. The goal here is to feel sensation in the legs and breathe into it. So allow yourself to hang heavy in the fold. This is a form of inversion. Inversions are a really nice way to wake up the energetic body and to also calm any stress response in the nervous system. Take one more big breath. Slowly rise all the way up. Bring hands to heart. Swivel the feet so that they're parallel once again. Take a big breath in and take a regular forward fold. Just notice the sensations in the legs. On the next inhale, rise all the way up. We'll take that on the other side. Hands float to the heart. Swivel the left foot so that the left heel is bisecting the right foot. And try to keep the weight even between both feet. Nice. As you inhale, reach up. As you exhale, fold forward. Just notice where you're feeling sensation. That brings you into the moment. This is a very awakening moment when you feel the stretches in the body. Notice where you can send the breath. One more breath. And rise all the way up. Nice. Beautiful. From the top of the mat, we're going to start to flow, finding a little warmth in the body. So come to the top of the mat. Take a big breath in as you reach up. Exhale, bow down, hinge at the hips. Halfway lift, hands to shins. Plant the hands, step one foot back, then the other in a high plank. From high plank, lower the knees. Bend the elbows, keeping them pointed back toward the heels. Chaturanga as the chest and chin come to the earth. Inhale, press the earth away, soften the shoulders from the ears, finding a cobra or a baby cobra. Stay in your comfort zone or start to expand, finding more sensation. Take one more big breath. Curl the toes under, bend the knees, rock the hips high to the sky, downward facing dog. Big breath in, full breath out. On the next inhale, right leg rises, three-legged dog. Step the right foot through, peel the right arm up for a low lunge twist. Big breath in, sink the hips a little lower. Inhale, and frame the front foot, step forward into a forward fold. Inhale, rise all the way up, feel the body stretching. Exhale, fold. Halfway lift, flat back. As you plant the hands, the right foot steps back, the left arm rises, you'll take your twist, your low lunge twist. So the hips are sinking low, the arm is reaching up, nice twist into the thoracic spine. One more breath. And release, step back to high plank. With the knees up or down, yogi's choice. Chaturanga, low push-up. Maybe you come all the way to the earth and press the earth away as you breathe in, expanding into the heart. Exhale, back to downward facing dog. Breathe in, breathe out. We'll take that on the left side. Inhale, left leg rises. Step through, low lunge twist. Breathe in, keep drawing the left knee into the midline. Then release the hand, step forward, forward fold. Press down into the earth as you rise up, glowing so brightly. Exhale, dive down, the heart leads. Halfway lift, flat back. Plant the hand, left foot steps back, right arm reaches up, twist. Big breath in, full breath out. Release the hand, step back, high plank. Lower down, chaturanga. Maybe you come halfway, maybe you hover. Come to the tops of the feet, press the earth away with the hips and the thighs lifted. This is your upward facing dog. Making your way back to downward facing dog. Breathe in, breathe out. Look to the front of the mat, bend the knees. This time, trust yourself. Maybe you take a little hop, feet to hands. Press down as you rise up. Open the heart. Exhale, goalpost the arms. Inhale, reach back up, lengthen through the body, and fold. Halfway lift, hands to shins. Plant the hands and maybe practice hopping back. When we land with our elbows bent right in chaturanga. Or step back to high plank and lower on your own. Take your flow your way. We are not here to judge. We are not here to shame. We are not here to fulfill any expectations. We're simply here to be and to notice how our practice unfolds today. And we're carrying with us a huge dose of self-compassion. So be so grateful for what your body can do today, rather than focusing on deficits or limitations. Love yourself where you are. Big breath in, full breath out. Look to the front of the mat, bend the knees, hop or step feet to hands. One more, Surya A, reach up, rise up. Exhale, goalpost, the arms shine so brightly. Arms back up to the sky and fold, beautiful. Halfway lift, flat back. Plant the hands and either step or hop. Going through your vinyasa flow, we will meet in downward facing dog. Take a breath in. Let a breath go. Shake the head a little bit, soften into the neck. Flutter the lips so you can relax the tongue and the jaw, yes. Yes, it also makes you feel kind of silly. which brings a smile to your face, which is always good for your health. Take another big breath in and release. On the next inhale, look to the front of the mat, bend the knees, step or hop feet to hands. With the toe mounds touching, we're gonna sweep up into chair pose, Utkatasana. As you inhale, straighten the legs, bring hands to heart. And as you exhale, sink back, Utkatasana, chair pose. Twice more, drive down into the earth as you rise. Sink back down into the earth as you lower. 2 more, inhale. Exhale. Last one, big breath in. And full breath out. Stay right here in your chair pose. Notice your presence. Keep drawing your hip creases back towards your heels. Notice where you're igniting some heat in the body. Breathe right into it. One more breath. And fold. Nice work. Halfway lift, flat back. Plant the hands. Step just the left foot back. We're going to rise into a high crescent lunge. So for high crescent lunge, we want the knee to stack over your ankle again. Yeah, make any adjustments you need to. Hips are square to the front. Reach the arms up. Interlace fingers once again. Cradle the head and see if you can open up the heart here. And as you exhale, rounding elbows to tuck. Inhale, feel the heart flourish. It's a little bit more challenging on the balance here. So keep rooting into the big toe of the right foot. Use that to help you feel connected and grounded. Last one, you've got this. Big breath in and full breath out. Right here, we're going to reach the arms forward. Keep reaching, lengthening into the spine. Take another breath. And then bring your hands to the heart. We're going to melt that left heel back and start to shift over into a side lunge, Skandasana. So you're flexing into the right foot, spinning open through that hip. Really feel it. Take a big breath in. Let the breath go. One more breath. Release the hands, walk nice and low, stay low in those hips. As you frame the front foot, we're gonna take a side plank here. So if you wanna modify, drop the left knee. If you wanna amplify, keep that left knee up. And we're gonna stack the right side over the left, pressing into the earth, lifting the right arm. Breathe in. Breathe out. One more big breath. From here, we're gonna release the right hand down, but also bring that right foot up. See if you can drop them at the same time into a lizard lunge. So your hands are now on the earth inside of the right foot. Maybe you rock forwards and backwards a little bit. Maybe you release the left knee. Maybe you start to butterfly wing open through that right hip. If you're noticing a little too much strain in your wrist, you can always come down to your forearm, your left forearm, or both forearms. So take 2 more breaths. It's one of those choose your own adventure shapes. I love it. If you're not on your palms, come back to your palms. We're gonna send that right leg high to the sky. We're gonna open that knee, and if you wanna flip your dog, you're welcome to flip your dog. Finding a back bend. Toes will swivel so that they're parallel. Press into the earth, open the heart. Where can you create space here? One more big breath. And we're gonna come back over into a 3-legged dog. This time shifting into a 3-legged plank and lowering down with that leg lifted if you like, or release it. We're all gonna release it together as we find our back bend. And then we're gonna make our way to child's pose. Sinking the hips to the heels. Maybe the knees are narrow, maybe the knees are wide. Nice. Beautiful. Just finding the breath. Finding that connection to your compassionate mantras, offering yourself everything that you deserve, that connection to happiness and health, safety, and peace. It's all within you. I love the Rumi quote that says, our job is not to seek love, but to seek and destroy the barriers that keep us from love. Because we are love, we are made of love. But there's so many things that get in the way of us feeling that abundance, that unconditional spirit of compassion. So let this practice help to peel those layers away so that you truly connect to what you are, which is love. Big breath in, full breath out. We're gonna come back through table, from table back to downward facing dog. So we can enjoy that sequence on the other side. We'll begin by looking to the front of the mat, bend the knees, hop feet to hands, toe mounds touch, sweep up, chair pose. Inhale, press into the earth, hands to the heart. Exhale, sink deeper in the hips, chair pose. Inhale, lift. Exhale, chair. Last one, big breath in. Gather and prepare so you can sink and settle and ignite your fire right here. Breathe. Without the breath, this becomes burdensome and challenging. With the breath, we find ease. Take one more big breath. And release into a fold. Inhale, halfway lift, hands to shins. Plant the hands, just the right footsteps all the way back. And we rise into our high crescent lunge. So at any point, if you want to drop the right knee, you're welcome to. If you're feeling unsteady, it's better to be grounded and rooted rather than to push yourself beyond your comfort or, push yourself. You don't have to push yourself into a yoga practice. You invite the yoga practice into your body. So inhale, interlace fingers, weave them in whatever pattern feels right to you. Support the head, keep sinking through the tailbone. Inhale, feel the ribs expand. And exhale, contract as you round, bowing down. Inhale, open up. Exhale, bow. Again, keep thinking about cat and cow articulation in your spine. Inhale. Exhale. Last one, big breath in and full breath out right here. Reach forward, nice flat back. So you're pressing back into the right foot just as much as you're pressing into the left. We're not dumping a load here. We're expanding the energy through the body. One more breath. And then bring your hands to the heart. Peel the right heel down. Start to sink over into your skandasana, your low side lunge. The hands can come down to the earth to support you if needed, or if you have a table or a wall near you, don't be afraid to hold on to it. Keep sinking low. Big breath in. Full breath out. Beautiful. Release the hands down, crawl your way, stay really low, really primal here. Over to frame the left foot. And from here, we're gonna come into our side plank Vashisthasana. So you want your right shoulder stacked over the right wrist as a good base. And you can always drop the knee down and come into a supported shape, or you can come into a full expression of your Vashisthasana, where you're engaging through the obliques, lifting your hip. 2 more breaths. You guys look so wonderful. Keep pressing the earth away. Keep breathing into your strength here. 1 more breath. So remember, as we prepare to come back to high plank, we're going to step that left foot up to meet the left pinky like this as we come into a lizard lunge. So you can rock forwards and backwards. You can release the knee. You can open up the hip. Do whatever this side begs for. Don't feel like it has to look like what it did on the other side. Our hips are made differently on each side. They carry different loads. They certainly hold different emotions. So this side might need something totally different. So be present for that. Take 2 more breaths. If you're not already on your palms, come back to your palms. Send that left leg high to the sky, 3-legged dog. Maybe you bend the knee, swivel open through the hips. Maybe from here you stay swiveled or you begin to flip your dog, finding your back bend. Rotating the feet so they're parallel, press into the earth, expanding the hips and the heart. One more big breath. Beautiful. We're gonna come back, watch where you're going, and come back into your 3-legged dog. Shift forward into a 3-legged chaturanga. Lower down with control. Release the foot down. Open your heart. And back to child's pose. It's like coming home. Coming into space that you've created for yourself right now to be present for yourself. So detach from any heavy burdens in your mind, any strong emotional reactions, and just notice what is here now. Feeling the support of the earth beneath you, feeling the nourishment of the breath in and out. May I be happy. May I be healthy. May I be free from harm. May I live in peace, knowing that I am loved. The more we say it, the more we feel it and believe it and truly become self-compassion. And it is then and only then that you can offer that love to others, but it has to begin with you. Take a big breath in. Let a breath go. From here, we're going to make our way back into downward facing dog. So take your time arriving. Arrive in your own way, on your own time frame with your breath. Big breath in. Full breath out. Look to the front of the mat, bend the knees, take a hop, feet to hands. And we're going to rise all the way up. And bring the hands right to the heart. Nice. Arriving in this nice, tall, majestic shape, your Tadasana, your mountain pose. Feeling where you are rooted, connected to the earth, fully embraced and supported. Feel where you are rising. This is your higher level of consciousness, connecting to all the elements of the world. Feeling so embraced. We're going to shift the weight into the left foot, start to invite a little balancing act into our bodies. So begin to lift the right knee up towards your chest. Inhale, lift it a little higher, powered by the core and your hip flexor. And as you exhale, press that leg back. I may be too close to the wall here. Coming into your warrior 3. Inhale, back up, stork pose. Exhale with control, warrior 3. Twice more, keep the muscles hugging onto the bone, keep the hip stabilizers really engaged. And last one. You guys look so nice. I love those of you practicing outside. It looks so peaceful and beautiful out there. And we're gonna come back up. From here, find external rotation in the hip. And we're gonna come into a tree pose. So rooting your right foot onto your left leg. Firm up into the left leg, really squeeze the buns tightly. Feel that connection and let that power you to feel a little more stable, a little taller through the spine. You can begin to lift your branches if you'd like. Soften the shoulders once again. Relax the face, maybe bring a smile. Beautiful. One more big breath. And then bring the hands to the heart. We're going to slide that foot all the way up to the left thigh and start to sink back into our chair pose shape for a figure 4. So flex into that right foot. You can hinge at the hips as much as you'd like. Take this as deep as you want to go. Maybe you come all the way down, hands on the earth, hips low, depending on how flexible your hips are feeling. For those of you who have tight hips, this might be enough right here. So cherish that, honor that. Breathe into the spaces that need some ease right now. Take one more big breath. And then slowly start to rise up. We're going to cross that right leg over the left, keeping the keeping the pinky toes to kiss. Try to keep the legs straight, but a little bend in the knees, all right, as well. Reach the arms up to the sky. Left hand takes the right wrist, and we crescent over to the left as we press the right hip over to the right just a little bit. So you want to draw this right bicep back. Big breath in, full breath out. Inhale to center, and we're gonna fold, taking another really intense leg stretch here. So let yourself fold right into it, remembering the goal is not to touch the earth. We're not judging ourselves with how far we can go. The goal is feel it in your body. Breathe into the tightness. Take one more big breath. Let something go. Slowly start to rise once again. Press that left foot back into the earth as you bring your right knee up to your chest, stork. Fully in control. And release. Nice. And then you can become a noodle and just shake, shake, shake. Whatever feels good. Maybe that left ankle needs a little rolling. All right, we're gonna take that on the other side. So when you're ready, find your grounding. We always want to start feeling connected. Start to press into your right foot. Start to lift your left knee. Stork pose. And as you exhale, floating back into warrior 3. Inhale, back up. You can have any arm variation that suits you. 2 more. Keeping your gaze steady because that helps find some steadiness throughout the body. Last one. Beautiful. As we draw the knee back up to the chest, find external rotation in the left side hip and connect the left foot onto the right leg above or below the knee. Press one into the other. So feel the engagement. Start there. Feel stability and neutrality in the pelvis. Feel the spine lifting, and then maybe you can invite the branches to grow. Maybe you even challenge yourself with a little wind in your branches. Right? It's fun to do things a little differently, and it wakes you up. It brings you into the moment. And when you're in the moment, thinking about what you're doing here and now, your mind can't hold other thoughts. So it's really refreshing. Take one more breath. Bring the hands to the heart. Cross the left ankle over the right thigh, taking that figure 4 on this side. So maybe you begin to sink by bending the knee, flexing at the hip. Keep sinking the hips back rather than lunging forward. Be present for whatever you're noticing. One more big breath. And slowly start to rise, crossing left over right, pinky toes touch. We're going to take a crescent shape as we reach up, Right hand onto the left wrist, arch over to the left, arch over to the right as your left hip reaches toward the left. Keep the weight even in both feet. One more breath. Beautiful. Rise back up to center and bow down with the legs crossed. Deep, intense leg stretch here. It's also a really nice decompression into the lower spine. So if you are spending a lot of time these days sitting in a chair, working, Zooming, whatever it is you're doing from home, grab some little nuggets of time here and there where you can come into folds. Just pressing the reset button on the nervous system and giving the spine a chance to stretch, taking some of the pressure out of the lower back. One more breath. Press into the earth. Rise up with control, left knee up towards your chest. And release. Beautiful. All right, we're going to come back to the front of the mat. Take a big breath in. Exhale, bow down. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Plant the hands, step back to a high plank. From high plank, lower all the way down, all the way down. Come on to your belly. We're gonna open up the arms into a T shape so that the arms are perfectly perpendicular to the body. And start to roll yourself over to your left side. And as you do that, maybe walk the left fingers away from you just a little bit. So you're stacking your right side body over your left. We're down into your left palm. You can lift that right leg, bend it, drop the toes to the earth, and feel a deep stretch into the lower back here. You can also try to bring that right foot back into like a tree leg shape and let the knee open. Or you can stay with the foot rooted if that's enough for you. So we're getting a little bit into a lot into the shoulder here, stretching through the shoulder girdle. And we're also getting a little bit into the back and the lower spine. So lots of deep breaths. One more big breath. Beautiful. Stack that right leg back over the left. Bring the spine in neutral. And then start to roll back onto your belly and whoosh. Feel that rush of beautiful, freshly oxygenated blood fill up into that left side shoulder socket. Just take a moment to honor that. And then we'll start to come onto the other side. So press into the left palm as we roll over to the right side. As you do that, maybe your right hand walks away from you a little bit further because you're creating some space. You can lift the left leg, drop the toes down, open the knee, whatever feels good. Take it to your edge. Deep breaths, full attention, lots of compassion going into the body right here. Being so grateful for all the ways your body can move and stretch. Be grateful for the sensations that your body acknowledges so that you know how you're feeling. One more breath. And then stack the left over the right. Slowly roll back onto your bellies. Whoosh. Take a moment here, just hugging the earth. Giving thanks for the stable ground upon which we can stand and walk. And then we'll integrate this into a final back bend. So now that the shoulders are open, if it's comfortable for you, reach the hands, interlace, weave the fingers together in yet a different pattern in the back. Pressing the palms together, press the shoulder blades together, zip the legs up, and we're going to rise into a locust pose. So when you are ready, slowly start to rise up with the bind. If the bind does not serve you, let it go. We're going to stay here for 5 breaths. 4 breaths. 3 breaths. Keep lifting, keep squeezing for 2 breaths. And 1 more big breath. Give it everything you have right there. And release and melt like hot stick of butter on a summer day right onto your mat. Breathe in. Breathe out. We're going to draw the knees together and slowly press back into a closed-kneed child's pose. Very slowly. Take your time, and upon arrival, swing your arms around so that your hands are holding onto or underneath the ankles, relaxing the shoulders on either side of you. With each breath, feel the way the back body ribs expand and soften. Remembering that our heart doesn't just shine through the front body, it shines through the back body as well. Two more big breaths. Last big breath. Beautiful. From here, we're going to come onto a seated position. Just swing those legs around with the knees bent. Slowly, using your strong core, make your way down to the earth. Beautiful. Draw your knees in towards your chest again. Maybe a laughing happy baby with the bind on the toes or the edges of the feet. Just letting the hips move from side to side, softening into the back. And then bring the edges of the feet, bring the bottoms of the feet together. Interlace fingers once again. See if you can draw the toes up toward the forehead. Boop, just a little kiss. It's just kind of fun. It's a nice stretch for the inner thighs. And then keeping the feet together, let them release down to the earth with the hips open. Stack your hands over your heart. So you're in your reclined cobbler's pose with your hands connected on top of the heart. Take a big breath in. Let a breath go. May I be happy. May I be healthy. May I be free from harm. May I live in peace knowing that I am loved. Let these words come to you as often as you need them. If you notice thoughts of shame, or if you're having trouble forgiving yourself for something, come back into this space, a space of open-heartedness, a space of delight at what you can do and not shame for what you can't do. Come back into loving yourself unconditionally. Take a big breath in. As you let it go, feel free to relax the arms by your side. If it feels nice for you, just keep the legs bound for your final rest. Feel free. Otherwise, release the bind and stretch the legs long in front of you, coming into a more traditional Shavasana shape for our final rest. Once you've situated the body, take one more big collective breath in together. And as you exhale, let everything go. Seal the lips and allow yourself to rest in the space of being. A reading from Melody Beattie. Love yourself. No matter what, love yourself. Even if it feels like the world around you is irked with you, even if it feels like those you've counted on most have gone away, when it feels like the journey has stopped, the magic is gone, you've been left sitting on the curb, love yourself. When you're confused and angry about how things are going or how they've gone, love yourself. No matter what happens or where you are, love yourself. No matter if you aren't certain where you're going or if there's any place left to go, love yourself. The situation will change. This time will pass and the magic will return. And so will joy and faith. You will feel connected once again to yourself, to the universe, and to life. But the first thing to do is love yourself, and all the good you want will then follow. Start to breathe deeper into your heart space, igniting that strong anahata energy, the love, kindness, compassion, and gratitude that you hold right within you at all times. Let it flood your body. Let it bring a smile to your face. May you bask in the gifts of happiness, health, safety, and peace that you've offered yourself during the practice today. Start to bring some movement into the body. And eventually make your way onto one side, settling into the shape of new beginnings. No matter how you have thought about yourself up until now, now is indeed a new beginning. Love yourself, just as you are loved by us. Start to rise up to a comfortable seat. Press the palms together in front of the heart, that space of love, kindness. May it glow for you all day long. Know that we are so grateful that you practice with us today. Namaste. And again, my name is Erin, and on behalf of Ease Yoga Cafe that is bringing you this free class, I just want to say thank you. Thank you for continuing to connect with us. Your messages, your emails, your presence here on our online classes means the absolute world to us. We would be lost without seeing you guys every week. So please know how much we appreciate you. If you haven't seen our new banner on the website, I was the proud recipient of the longest word ever, ever, everywhere. May all beings be happy and free and everywhere. Just know that we see you and we are grateful for you. And we appreciate your continued support, not just in your presence, but for those of you who've been able to offer donations. We have the links up on our Ease Yoga Cafe webpage. I think they're also on social media. So if you are feeling so inclined and want to drop a donation into the PayPal or Venmo, it helps support the life of ease. You truly are the life of ease. So thank you so much. Feel free to open up your microphones now if there's anything that you want to say or share or ask about. This is my daughter Cammie, who was so excited to practice with us, and her art teacher's on here. She's so excited. So I'm gonna unmute you guys. You guys are welcome to.
Hi, Cammie.
Hi.
Do you do yoga too?
Yeah.
You do.
She does. She does it in bite-sized chunks.
She's an artist and a yogi.
An artist and a yogi. How about that?
Yeah.
How did it feel for you today, Miriam? This was Miriam's first yoga class.
Great.
Your first class, right?
It was great. I've just been running a lot lately, and my whole back is stiff, and like I am a robot. Like I can run, and it takes me like a mile and a half to warm up, and then I'm okay. But then afterwards, I'm just like just like it's very stiff all day long.
Lots of deep
But
breaths
it's been
and
wonderful.
decompressing folds will help to support that. So,
Yes, that was really helpful. Thank you.
good. You're welcome.
Yeah.
Nice to see everyone. Suzanne, it looks gorgeous. Is it warm out?
It is. It's nice. The sun feels great.
Okay, I need to get outside. It's beautiful.
Yeah, you need to get out. It was fun. It's a little unnerving to practice on the grass. There's, a lot of stability issues, so that was fun.
Yeah, that does add a little extra challenge to the balance. So
Yeah.
nice. Lisa, keep kissing. I'm getting them all. One. Jen, I like your background there.
Oh yeah, I picked it.
You're like a grasshopper.
It's kind of intimidating a little bit doing the Zoom yoga. So this is my first Zoom yoga. So I have to like go back and forth between putting the camera off.
You did it. You did it.
So thank you very much.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you guys practicing with us, and know that I've got classes all week. Eve has classes all week. I teach class every what Kathleen, what do I teach? Every morning at 9.
Exactly.
How you feeling, Liz?
Good. Thank you very much. This was
Thank
good.
you for practicing with us. I appreciate it. All right. Anyone have any other questions or comments, or do you want to say anything to Miss Señora Cuteles in español? Sí.
Gracias por ser mi maestra de
Oh,
arte.
de nada. Te mando un video en Flipgrid. ¿Tú estás usando Flipgrid?
Sí.
Sí, entonces te mando un video en Flipgrid.
Okay.
Sí.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I did.
Adiós. Les
Did you get
quiero
Panda one?
mucho.
Is that the panda one?
What do you mean? No,
Oh.
it's different.
Oh, okay.
It's asking you what materials you have and in your home.
Oh, okay.
If you were to make a movie, what would you make?
Oh, okay. She'll get on it.
I already did it.
Oh, she already did it.
Yeah.
Oh, she's ready for the next challenge then.
Yeah, I know. I'm getting on it.
No, take your time. You're doing great. Thank you guys so much for practicing.
Bye, Erin.
Bye.
Thank
We'll
you
see you
so
again
much.
next time.
See you tomorrow.
Bye.
Bye, Tammy. Love you guys. Thank
Bye.
you.
Love you too. Thank you.
Bye.